Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is a 792nd Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. And what a battle I've got for you today. A very unusual close battle, and this battle was fought on the Nordic woodland map. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member Firstprime. Now Firstprime has got 10 Spartans, 4 armoured hoplites, and 6 archers. Okay, so that's an interesting army there. 10 Spartans, 4 armoured hoplites, and 6 archers. There you go. There's a difference there between the Spartans and the armoured hoplites if you haven't seen them before. Remember, the Spartans got 2 hit points, excellent specifications, excellent morale, and really good, fantastic troops there. And there's the armoured hoplites. They're good in their own way, but of course they're not anywhere near as good as the Spartans, but they are pretty competent troops. So it'll be interesting to see how Firstprime uses this army. Very unusual to see Firstprime bring the Greeks into his faction. In fact, I can't remember him bringing it before. So it'll be interesting to see how well he handles that faction during the course of the battle. Okay, our next teammate is Brotherhood member Aurelius, who's bought the Britannia faction. Now he's got 8 head hurlers, 2 druids, 4 chosen swordsmen, 2 chariot archers, and 4 heavy chariots. Okay, so there's a chosen swordsman there. Remember, they've got excellent morale, just like urban cohorts. You put good upgrades on them, and you'd be surprised on how tough these chosen swordsmen can be. That's the elite infantry of Britannia there. Then we move on to the infamous head hurlers, where they're effective against armour heads. Remember, these guys can bring devastating firepower onto enemy troops. A modern Britannia army usually consists of 14 of these guys and 6 max chariots. Okay, but I see Aurelius has just got 8 head hurlers, but they can still bring devastating firepower onto enemy troops there. But remember, if the head hurlers have not turned the battle in their team's favour by the time they've thrown all their heads, all you've got is light infantry. Okay, so it'll be interesting to see how Aurelius handles them during the course of the battle. And of course, barbarian troops have got very low morale, so to bring a religious unit that boosts the morale of barbarian troops is a good tactical move. And I see that Aurelius has bought 2 druid units there. In fact, he's made his general one of the druid units, but that is a really good tactical move there, boosting the morale of his barbarian troops. There you are. Let's have a look at his Britannia general there in amongst his druids. There you are, look. And as I say, the druids there, when they start chanting, they bring extra morale boost to the barbarian troops. And there you are. You can see his horse chariots there. The chariot horse archers there, like you can see them there. They're fast moving, can form a Cantabrian circle, pretty good there. And of course here you've got the barbarian warlord chariots. Now the Britannia faction's got 2 chariots. They got the heavy chariots with 3 hit points, or these barbarian warlord chariots with 5 hit points. And over the years I've tried both lots of chariots, and to be honest with you, these barbarian warlord chariots with their 5 hit points really do make a difference. So if you ever bring Britannia, I would bring these particular chariots. And remember, these chariots do not run amok. When they get routed, they just leave the battlefield like any other unit. So that's pretty good there, that they don't run amok. Pound for pound, probably the best chariots in the game. Okay, our next teammate is Brotherhood member Spark. Now Spark has got 10 cavalry and 10 archers. So as I said here, we're tweaking the rules a little bit in this game. We're going to give Parthia a 10 cav max. Okay, now normally, as you know, in 31k rules we have a 6 cavalry max, but for Parthia here, I hosted the battle. I decided to give them a 10 cavalry max there. If you check the archers there, count the upgrades, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fully upgraded archers there. Now Parthian archers are pretty poor. They got kind of like medium range. They got no armor, but to maximum upgrade them, you're going to get the very best out of them for what they can do. So as I say, we've tweaked the rules here. 10 cavalry max. If you notice there, can you see that his cavalry have got 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry there. And if you notice, they're armoured from head to toe, so we call these guys the tanks of the ancient world. And they've got 12 attack, massive 28 defence, and a big 9 charge bonus there. So that's pretty good cavalry there. And our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, who's got his very old Roman army of 13 infantry and 6 cavalry. So you can see we've got a very diverse team here. We've got Greek cities with Firstprime. We've got Britannia with Aurelius. We've got Parthia with Brotherhood member Spark. And myself with Rome. It should be a cracking battle for you to watch, and I hope you enjoy it. And here is the other team. We have Brotherhood member Barclayman. Now Barclayman's got 11 infantry, 6 archers and 3 cavalry. Okay, if you have a look at the upgrades of his infantry, you might find this quite interesting. Can you see, if you look at his infantry there, count the upgrades, 1, 2, 3, 8 upgrades on his urban cohorts. That's 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Very rare to see such high upgrades on our 31k battlefield there. Let's say 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on his 11 urban cohorts. So make no mistake, that infantry is going to be tough. Very tough to kill. And if you notice there, his pilot shield unit there is a town watch unit, a cheap town watch unit there. As they've got spears, they'll be anti-cavalry, but they'll be there to soak up pilers. There, he's got his 6 archers there as well, so he's got a lot of firepower there as well. So, and then of course, he's got his 3 cavalry units hiding in the woods. And we will see them a little bit later on in the battle. Could they be a battle-changing cavalry? We just have to wait and see. But as I say, very good Roman army there, and as I say, very unusual to see 8 upgrades on urban cohorts on our 31k battlefield. Our next teammate is Brotherhood member Mantu, who has bought the Numidian faction. Now he has got 5 archers, 10 cavalry, a cavalry general unit and 4 elephants. So for Numidia, what I've said was 4 elephants max and no artillery, but no other rules. Okay, so that's why Mantu's bought Numidia. He's bought his 4 elephants there, and if you notice, he's got mostly cavalry. Now the archers of Numidia are short range, pretty poor archers in general, really. I notice he's got 7 upgrades. He's got an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack on his archers there, but they are pretty poor. Anyway, he's gone for the light cavalry there, the long shield light cavalry. You'd be surprised on how tough that cavalry is though with good upgrades. He usually upgrades them well. Let's count the upgrades, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fully upgraded long shield cavalry. 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. And he's got an armoured general unit there for his general. There's his bearded general there, let's see. Mantu's Numidian general. You don't see that very often, do you, on the 31k battlefield? So as I say, we've tweaked the rules a little bit for Parthia and Numidia. Okay, to make them more competitive on the 31k battlefield. There you'll see the elephants there with the archers on their back, look, so they can shoot arrows into the enemy team all the time. And of course these elephants got a big charge bonus, a massive fear factor, and I think they've got something like 13 hit points as well. So make no mistake, elephants used properly can be quite devastating in this game. So let's say, to make Numidia more competitive there, we've allowed 4 elephants and no artillery, but no other rules. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member Canary. Now Canary has got just 4 archers and 14 pikes. Okay, no cavalry, 14 pikes and 4 archers there. If you look at the first upgrades on his first line of his battle formation there, you'll see he's got 7 upgrades, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. But if you go further back into his battle formation there, you'll see that his other units have got 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on his units there at the rear of his battle formation. And just look at the length of those Macedonian pikes that our men have got to try and fight down to kill the man on the other end. Okay, no, it's a really tall order there, especially for Roman troops. But as I say, this Macedonian army of Canaries got no cavalry. Okay, and their last teammate is RTW player Spitfyr. Now Spitfyr has got 9 infantry, 5 archers, and 6 cavalry. Okay, so 9 infantry, 5 archers, and 6 cavalry. There, of course, his archers and cavalry are hiding in the woods. And just to let you know that his cavalry are fully upgraded. Okay, so he's got 9 upgrades on his cavalry, 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Now those of you that like statistics, that gives that Praetorian cavalry a massive 17 attack, 28 defense, and of course Praetorian cavalry have got 6 charge bonus. Okay, so there you are, there's his general unit there, that Praetorian cavalry unit, fully upgraded, 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack, and there's his general there, as part of that Praetorian cavalry unit there. So only 9 infantry. Is that enough for the modern day battlefield? Well, we'll just have to see. You've got Barclayman with Rome, quite a diverse team there. You've got Mantu and Numidia. You've got Canary with Macedon, and of course you've got Spitfyr with Rome. This should be a really great battle for you to watch, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, this stage of the battle, I thought we'd have a look at this Nordic woodland map. Okay, it's got a couple of quirks in it, and the main thing is here, can you see this incline or slope? Okay, now many enemy teams have attacked up this incline and slope and have won really good battles there. So if the enemy wants to attack, they can attack up this incline or slope, whichever you want to call it. Okay, as I say, many teams have done that and have had great success in doing that, or of course we can attack down the incline or slope if we want to. Okay, but if the enemy want to be aggressive, they may well want to attack up that slope, or the other alternative that they can do, they can bring all their team here. This is a flatter part of the map. There's no incline or anything here. They bring their armies here. They can then attack through the flatter part of the ground there, through those woods, to attack us from that direction if they want. Okay, so that's the two ways that people seem to attack on this map, either up the incline there, that slope, or they bring their armies over here and attack through the flatter area of the map here. Just have to see what they're going to do. Okay, at this stage of the battle there, you'll see Firstprime's Greek cities battle formation there. Looks a little bit old school, old fashioned there. But of course, Firstprime's been playing Rome Total War the same as I have right from the beginning of when Rome Total War first came out. So he's going to have some old school, old-fashioned battle formations to use there. As I say, Sparky and Firstprime, two of the most attacking players in the game. There, I can see my army over on that left flank there, and I should be running my army over to the right flank, because over here on the right flank is where we've decided to kind of all meet up as a team there. Okay, you'll see that Spark is bringing some of his archers across to that right flank there. But as I say, as a lot of you will know, Spark and Firstprime, two of the most attacking players in the game, so it wouldn't surprise me if those two are the two that maybe spark this battle off. Okay, you can see Spark here taking his cavalry across. As I say, how often do you see Parthia on the 31k battlefield? Very rare, isn't it? So that's why that's why I decided in this battle to give Parthia a 10 cavalry max instead of the 6 there. To make it more competitive on the 31k battlefield there. And as you can see, Sparky decided to take Parthia there. It'll be interesting to see how he handles that army during the course of the battle. Okay, so there you are. There's his units there, say, with 8 upgrades on. Those of you that like specifications might like to know that gives them a 12 attack, a massive 28 defense, and of course they've got a 9 charge bonus. Now remember, Praetorian cavalry have only got a 6 charge bonus. These guys have got a 9 charge bonus. Remember, the charge bonus is the impact and penetration that a unit can do. So remember, these guys, a 9 charge bonus. As I say, ordinary Roman Praetorian cavalry have just got a 6 charge bonus there. So that just goes to show the advantage that Parthian cavalry may well have in an attack. Okay, here you'll see Firstprime, as always, moving forward there towards the enemy troops. As I say, his first instinct is always to attack, always to put the enemy on the back foot. Okay, now I'm just noticing here, I think it looks to me like the enemy team are moving over to the flatter side of the map. It doesn't look to me like they're going to try and attack up the incline. They're not going to attack up the slope. It looks like they're going for option B, if you like, which is going to the flatter area there and maybe attacking through that particular part of the map. Okay, as I say, Spitfyr there has got his archers and cavalry hiding in the woods. And it'll be interesting to see where he's going to move his infantry, whether he's going to move them up there along with his allies there towards Sparky's cavalry and archers. Now remember, Sparky's archers are only kind of like very middling archers, but he's fully upgraded them, so he's going to get the most out of them that he can. And as I say, you can see the Numidian general Mantu moving his troops over there. You can see the Macedonian troops moving his troops over there as well. And there you are, you can see Barclayman moving his Brutii infantry over to that slope as well. Remember, the Barclayman's got his 3 cavalry units hiding in the woods, and it'll be interesting to see how he uses them during the course of the battle. I think you'll be quite surprised on what time of the battle he decides to bring that cavalry out. So as I say here, you can see Firstprime, as always, moving towards the enemy troops. His mindset, his strategy and tactics is always to keep the enemy on the back foot by attacking. So it'll be interesting to see what he does. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle, you'll see Firstprime has moved from up there now and is moving his army towards the enemy team. Okay, as I said before, we know Firstprime, one of the most attacking, aggressive players on Rome Total War. You'll see Canary here has put a line of his archers in open order there to start shooting arrows into Firstprime's army. Those armoured hoplites could suffer casualties. Now, if you notice here, can you see Firstprime's got his archers at the rear of his battle formation, but his archers are in close, tight formation. Remember, units in close, tight formation suffer more casualties than units in open order there. Okay, but as I say, you can see Firstprime here moving his force towards the enemy team. And it wouldn't surprise me there if Canary backed his archers off. You should see Canary, there you are, you can see Canary now moving his archers away now from Firstprime's Greek city's army. If you notice here, you'll see Sparky has brought some of his cavalry over to help as well. But as I say, Firstprime here now shooting his arrows in close, tight formation there onto the enemy archers there. And as I say, you can see Sparky brought some of his cavalry over and some of his archers over here as well to assist Firstprime in his aggressive movement here. Pause the game for a second. So say you got the armoured hoplites at the front there. Okay, and then you've got the Spartans at the rear. As I say, that's like an old-fashioned, old-school battle formation there, Greek cities battle formation. You don't see many old-school battle formations these days, so nice to see Firstprime using that old-fashioned battle formation there. Over here, you'll see that Spitfyr is moving his Scipii army forward there, and you'll see Spark has now moved his archers and cavalry away from this particular part of the map, which I think is a good move there when you see Roman infantry and archers moving in towards his Parthian army there. And you can see Mantu's got some of his cavalry over there, and you'll see, as I say, Canary here putting his archers there in open formation, ready to try and cause casualties to Firstprime. Remember, those armoured hoplites are susceptible to archer damage head on, but obviously the Spartans with their excellent specifications are not. But as I say, you can see Firstprime there bringing his 6 archer units forward as well to be able to engage Canary's archers there. Now Firstprime, I don't know what you guys think. Do you think Firstprime looks a little bit isolated there? Possibly. Do you think if the enemy team was to move tactically and strategically there, he could be isolated? But of course, as we know, Greek cities is such a good faction with the Spartans, their elite Spartans being such good troops that trying to kill them can be very difficult there. But as I say, you can see Firstprime here running his troops forward towards the enemy team. As I say, his tactics and strategy has always been to keep the enemy on the back foot by attacking there. Okay, and as I say, you can see here Aurelius bringing some reinforcements over to support him there. And as I say, you can see Spark's cavalry and some of his archers he's bringing over here as well to support Firstprime here. So Firstprime's going to be leading the attack there from what I can see of our team. And as I say here, you'll see I'm going to be moving my Roman army forward here, probably maybe in parallel with the Greek cities of Firstprime there. Okay, I can see that Spitfyre's only got 9 infantry against my 13, so I'll be quite willing to move my troops towards him, but I certainly don't want to take on 2 Roman armies. I don't want to take Barclayman on and Spitfyr there, but I am going to move my army forward there to keep them thinking about what our team is going to do there. Okay, trying to keep them you know, kind of guessing what we're going to do there by moving my army forward. You'll see here that Mantu is taking his fast moving, fully upgraded long shield cavalry over towards that part of the battlefield. I think he's looking to trap and kill Aurelius's chariot archers there. Okay, but over here you'll see, as I say, Firstprime moving forward yet again, always leading the attack there towards Canary. Okay, now you might not be able to tell this, but on this map now, the enemy have got slightly higher ground to us. Okay, you might not be able to see that, but if you look closely, you'll see that the ground is slightly sloped up there for the enemy team. Okay, so let's pause again for a second here. Now, I think this is a good tactical move here by Canary. I think he's trying to draw Firstprime forward. Okay, if you notice here, can you see how Canary looks like he's going to move his army back? And as I say, I think he's going to try and draw Firstprime further and further towards him here. And then I think he may well decide to attack. We'll just have to wait and see. I think that Canary here is being very tactical and strategic. Here, can you see? There you are. It looks like he's moving away from the Greek cities, looking like he's trying to entice Firstprime forward there. Look. I think Canary here looking like he's kind of adverse here to fighting the Greek cities, but I think he's just pulling those Macedonian units back there to pull Firstprime forward. Okay, so as you can see there, Firstprime moving forward. We all know that Firstprime is a very aggressive and attacking player here. So, as I say, I think Canary's moved his Macedonians back here, as I say, to entice Firstprime to move his Greek cities army even more forward there. Okay, now just like to draw your attention, look at the length of those Macedonian pikes. Okay, please keep that in your memory there. Just look at the length of those pikes. Okay, and now let's have a look at how short the Greek city spears are in comparison. There you are. That's the armoured hoplite spears. Look, their spears are the same length as the Spartan spears. Okay, so you can see how short the spears are in comparison to those massive long pikes of Macedon there. So, and as I say, if you look at the map, you'll see the enemy has got a slight higher ground advantage as well. And as I say, it's unusual for a Greek cities general to want to take Macedon on head on. Okay, just because of the length of those Macedonian pikes there. Okay, meanwhile here you'll see I've moved my Julia army forward a little bit more here towards the enemy troops. There, I can see Firstprime advancing there, but I'm moving my army forward here just to try and keep the enemy team guessing, trying to get them to think, what are we going to do here? You know, so let's just pause the game for a second here. So over here you'll see that Mantu's, as I say, got his light cavalry, his fully upgraded light cavalry, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, he has taken out Aurelius as chariot archers over there on that particular flank there. So Mantu's fast moving, fully upgraded cavalry there. As I say, I think it has taken out the chariot archers there, and he may well move that cavalry round to the flank of my army there. He may try and hide his cavalry in the woods, possibly there to charge into the flank of my infantry if I advance onto the enemy Scipioid infantry there. But as I say here, there you are. Now can you see Canary moved back to bring the Greek cities army closer to him, and now he's advancing onto that Greek cities army there. Very tactical move there by Canary. Okay, so you can see there, look at him, look how aggressive he is being with his Macedonian army against the Greek cities units. Now, the reason he's doing that is because he knows he's got that large pike advantage there, and what I mean by that is the length. As I say, once again, look here at the length of those Macedonian pikes against the short spears of the Greek cities faction there. So as I say, Canary knows he's got the advantage there with the long pike units, and it'll be interesting to see if Firstprime is going to take him on head on there. You can see Firstprime there. Remember, if you keep your archers in close tight formation, they can do a lot of damage to enemy troops. But if you're up against archers in open formation, then the archers in close formation will lose a lot more of their archers there. Right, can you see here Firstprime moving his armoured hoplites forward there towards the Macedonian pikes? There you are, you can see there now. It looks like Firstprime's going to move his armoured hoplites back a little bit there. Okay, and as I say, it's quite unusual to see a Greek cities army take a Macedonian army on head on. But as I said before, Firstprime, very aggressive, very attacking, always likes to take the battle to the enemy and put the enemy on the back foot. So if you notice here, he's integrated some Spartan units there in with his armoured hoplites. Can you see that? And he's now moving his Spartan units forward there towards the Macedonian pikes there. And as I say, just looking at a glance there, see the length of those Macedonian pikes there, the advantage they've got. They can start killing enemy troops before the enemy troops can get anywhere near them because of the length of those pikes. So as I say, here it is unusual to see a Greek cities general take on Macedonian troops head on. Okay, so well done to Firstprime there. You can see the Firstprime's lost a lot of his archers there. You'll see Aurelius is bringing his head hurlers forward here, so that he can just position them behind Firstprime and throw those effective against armour heads into Macedon. And as I say here, that's where he'll want to position them, look, behind the Spartans there, so he can throw those effective against armour heads into the Macedonian units. But I've got a feeling Canary has seen that, and I think he's going to counter those head hurlers there with these couple of Macedonian units there. It wouldn't surprise me if he moved those forward to engage those head hurlers. Remember, the head hurlers are only light infantry, and here you can see Canary here up on the higher ground. Look, can you see the slightly higher ground there to get the down slope advantage there? And look at the casualties that Firstprime has suffered. See, you got 7 men left in that 81-man archer unit there. So you can see 24 there. Remember, these units are 81-man units, and you can see that they've been reduced greatly here because they're in close, tight formation. Look, against units that are in open order. As I say, they're 81-man units, and you can see the casualties they've suffered there from those enemy archer units, as I say, that are in open order. But as I say, very unusual here for a Greek cities general to take his army head-on against a Macedonian army there. And as I say, if you look at the map, you'll see the enemy have got a slight uphill advantage there. Okay, you'll see here, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move my Julia army down towards Firstprime, because I think he needs some support over there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move my army down there and try and link up with Firstprime if I can. Okay, the only thing that bothers me a bit though is that Barclayman's Brutii army there, if you notice his green army there, it may well try and intercept my army before I can get to Firstprime. But that's what my aim is to try and link up with Firstprime there and try and help him. Maybe even if I hit that direction just right, I might be even able to smash into the flank and rear of engaged Macedonian infantry there. Okay, so you can see there now I'm running my troops over towards Firstprime there to support him with his attack. Okay, but as I say, here you can see Greek cities army facing Macedon there, and as I say, you could see a Canary bringing those couple of pike units round there to engage the head hurlers there. And here you can see Sparky moving his cavalry around there, probably to attack the enemy archers there. That would be a good move there, because those enemy archers have been shooting into us for a long time. I can see some of Firstprime's units are starting to rout already. But as I say, you can see the head hurlers there of Aurelius moving forward. He's got some chosen swordsmen as well. They were, unfortunately, you can see some of Firstprime's units routed. Looks like another unit's about to rout there, look, being hit in the front and the flank by those long piked Macedonian units there. Okay, so it wouldn't surprise me if that unit actually routed there. Okay, so you can see the Macedonians there really causing a lot of trouble to Greek cities. Here you'll see that Canary has put a pike unit there to try and counter Sparky's cavalry there. As you can see, Spark moving forward, as I say, trying to take out enemy archers there, because they've been shooting into Firstprime for a long time there. Okay, so as I say, the long pikes of Macedon here doing quite a good job against Greek cities, but I think Firstprime's not doing too badly actually. And there are the head hurlers there, and they're very short range, you see, so you need to get them close to the enemy. So very often you have to take the skirmish mode off of them, or they will run away from the enemy team there. Okay, but you can see them moving forward there. You can see this particular head hurler unit's been put in alt attack. But if you notice here, you'll see my red Julia army moving down towards Firstprime. Right, it's just there you can see Spitfyr has brought his fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry out of the woods where he was hiding them there. Okay, he just brought them forward there. You can see they were hiding in the woods all the way until this part of the battlefield battle now, and he just brought them out there. Remember, those are fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry there. But actually, looking at the battle here, I think Firstprime's doing quite well with Greek cities against the Macedonians. And there you can see Sparky's got his cavalry in behind the enemy troops there. Probably, look, he's going to smash into the rear of those Macedonian pike units there. So that'd be quite good. And as I say, the head hurlers here, make no mistake, they will be causing a lot of casualties. Can you see, if you notice there, can you see where the head's been cut off there? You can see kind of like the blood, can't you, almost there on the where the bottom of the head's there. But actually, I think Firstprime's doing well against Macedonian here. And as I say, here I brought my Julia army over, and luckily for me, Barclayman didn't intercept my army. So now, look, I can charge into the rear of these engaged Macedonian units. Can you see that? That's what I was thinking there. By bringing my Julia army over, all I need to do now is bring my infantry down, and I can attack the rear of those Macedonian units there and help Firstprime. So that's what I'm going to do. Going to try and support Firstprime by bringing them down. You can see the Britannia troops are engaging the Macedonians there, so Aurelius is already engaging them. So I just need to bring my Julia army down there, and I think we can do a lot of damage to the enemy Macedonian troops there. Okay. That's what I need to do. I need to bring my infantry down there. Now, Firstprime's been doing really well with the Spartans there, because Sparky has been smashing into the back of those engaged Macedonian troops with his cavalry. So between them, between Firstprime and Spark, they've been doing really well there. Right, you can see here I brought my Julia army down. Now I'm in behind the enemy troops there, the Macedonian troops. Right, if you look at the writing of the Macedonian troops, if you look at the writing there, you'll see, can you see, if you look here, if you look at the writing, see distraught over the number of enemies. Okay, so this Macedonian unit's morale is dropped like a stone now because it's distraught, and I'm guessing this one would be the same. If you just look at the writing there, see distraught over the numbers of enemies, so their morale would have dropped as well, as I've got my Red Julia army in behind those Macedonian units. Those Macedonian units are being engaged by Britannia already, and now I'm going to charge down onto those Macedonian units as well with their back to me. And as I say, the combination of Firstprime's Spartans and Sparky smashing into the back of the Macedonian units there has caused our team really good results there against Macedon. So well done to Sparky and Firstprime, working really well with each other there. And as I say here, you can see my cavalry coming down. I'm going to smash into the back of those Macedonian units there. Anyway, you can see we're routing those units already. Pause the game for a second here. So I'm going to charge my cavalry and finish off those Macedonian units there. And over here, you can see I'm attacking those Macedonians in the rear there as well, including the general's been routed as well. You can see that once again, Sparky charging his cavalry in there as well, routing that the Macedonian general. So we've actually done really well against the Macedonian pikes there, working as a team there. So I'm really pleased with that. That's really good from our team's point of view there. There you can see Spitfyr just charged one of his fully upgraded units into one of Spark's cavalry there. But yeah, we've done really well there. I wasn't expecting the Greek city to do so well against Macedon, but of course with Sparky smashing into the rear of those Macedonian units with his cavalry, that's really helped the Greek city's fight against the Macedonians there. So here you'll see that Spitfyr is bringing his Scipii infantry in on the flank of my Julia infantry there, so I may well need to realign my battle formation there to face the threat, and he is on slightly higher ground as well. As I say, looking at the map, you might not be able to tell that, but the enemy are on slightly higher ground now, so I do need to turn my Julia infantry battle formation, I think, to face the threat of those Scipii infantry coming in on my flank. There you'll see Firstprime advancing with his Greek cities into Barclayman's Brutii Roman infantry there. As I say, once again being very, very aggressive there towards the enemy Brutii troops. Okay, let's just pause the game for a second. So you'll notice at the rear here, you'll see that you've got all of Sparky's cavalry there, and he's got his fully upgraded archers there as well, and you can see I've got my Julii cavalry at the rear as well there. So we've got all our cavalry there ready to charge in if and when it's needed. Okay, there, and you can see that Mantu's got his light cavalry there as well. But say Firstprime's archers there still shooting into the enemy troops. There you've got the druids moving forward there. You can see Aurelius is moving some of his chosen swordsmen forward there, as well as his head hurlers there. But as I say, you can see here on the left of my flank there that the enemy Scipii general Spitfyr has moved his infantry round the flank. So if you notice here, I'm turning my battle formation to face the threat of that Scipii infantry coming down onto me there. But as I say, good support here by Aurelius with his Britannia troops there. You can see I'm throwing a lot of pilers into the enemy Scipii troops. But remember that Spitfyr only had 9 infantry units. Okay, he's got fully upgraded cavalry, but he's only got 9 infantry units there. As I say, with my Britannia ally here and my own Julii infantry there, I think we'll be able to hold against Spitfyr there, even though they've got the higher ground. Right, can you see here once again Firstprime putting his attacking credentials on the table for all to see there as he moves his Greek cities into the enemy Brutii army there. Now make no mistake, what will happen there, the Brutii infantry will throw their pilers into those Spartans and then probably pull their troops back. But if you notice there, can you see how Barclayman's moved some of his infantry back there, almost enticing Greek cities to move forward towards his infantry. Now if Firstprime's not careful here, I can see his army being isolated and surrounded by enemy troops there. Can you see that as well? You can see Firstprime's still trying to push forward as he always does that. I'm going to move forward with my Julii infantry, try and support him as much as I can. But the more, can you see how he's really pushing into the enemy team now? And if he's not careful, he's going to be surrounded by good quality. Remember, Barclayman's infantry's got 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. And if Mantu charges his cavalry in as well, then poor old Firstprime's Greek cities could get taken out. Plus, you've got the elephant factor as well. Now, those Greek city units are close enough, I think, to the elephants to get the fear factor from the elephants, which will of course take their morale away. Let's see what the Spartans are thinking. Oh my gosh, look, only a military genius could win this battle and they're frightened by elephants. There, let's have a look at other units there, see what they're thinking. Okay, if you look at the right and see, only a military genius could win this battle. If you look there, they're unhappy about taking casualties. Or defeat seems certain there, look, frightened by elephants. So that means this Greek city's army morale is really, really low, and just a big hit by cavalry or something like that could rout them. As I say, I'm moving my Julii army forward as much as I can to support the Greek cities there, but they got the fear factor from the elephants. If that cavalry charges in and that well upgraded Brutii infantry hit them, that army of Firstprimes could be taken out. You see that fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry of Spitfyr ready to charge in to my Julii infantry. Plus you got the Scipii infantry ready to charge in as well. Okay, so there's a lot going on at the moment, but what really worries me is Firstprime's army getting isolated. As I say, I've moved my army up as close as I can, and now you'll see that well upgraded Brutii infantry, 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack, closing in on Firstprime's infantry there. Can you see that? Now I'm just thinking there, with the fear factor the elephants are bringing there, the morale drop that Firstprime's army is getting there, if they get hit by cavalry or something, they could be a complete rout. Okay, as I say, I'm throwing pilers into the enemy team at this stage, but and there's that cavalry going in of Mantus. They are only light cavalry, but they're really well upgraded, fully upgraded. Look, bang! And they smash in the Firstprime Spartans there. Oh my gosh! And now the elephant. Now there's an elephant unit coming in as well. Oh my gosh! Look, bang! As that elephant unit smashes in there. Oh my gosh! I'm going to charge my cavalry, and you can see my cavalry is charged in there. Spark's cavalry is charged in there, trying to help Firstprime. We charged our cavalry in there, but unfortunately there, I say we charged our cavalry in there trying to help Firstprime, but it looks like most of Firstprime's Greek city units have now been taken out. Okay, most of his units have been taken out. He's got his general unit still alive there, and 1 other unit. So he's got 2 Spartan units left, but the bulk of his infantry has now been taken out there by massive enemy attacks. As I say, both Sparky and myself charged our cavalry in to try and help there, but now I've got Scipii infantry attacking my Julii infantry. There's Brutii infantry attacking my infantry as well. All these archers here have been shooting mercilessly into us all the time through this battle as well, causing us big casualties. But as I say, Firstprime's army now, apart from 2 units, have been taken out, and as I say, the enemy are on the slightly higher ground here as well. If you notice here, I've charged my cavalry really strongly into the enemy units. They're trying to rout that light cavalry there, but you can see that fully upgraded Scipii cavalry has just charged into my cavalry as well. Let's pause the game for a second there. Okay, so at the moment, Firstprime just got one unit left now, his general unit. And he's being hit by fully upgraded... Okay, so Firstprime's general has now been routed. So, for all intents and purposes now, I think all of Firstprime's army has now been taken out. Okay, so we've lost Firstprime's army there. Let's say I'm charging my cavalry in there to try and help there, and so does Sparky, but the enemy are now on the higher ground. There goes Sparky charging his cavalry in there. Spark charged him in there, and you can see I've got my Julii cavalry in there as well. And you can see Spark's got his cataphracts there, his Parthian cataphracts. Let's pause the game for a second. So here Aurelius has got his barbarian warlord chariots, plus we've got the well upgraded cataphracts there, plus my cavalry. So we've got a lot of chariots and cavalry there ready to charge in to the enemy team. Okay, so you can see we're locked and loaded, ready to charge in. Here you'll see that the Brutii infantry there are throwing pilers down into my troops. Spark is attacking with his cavalry, with a couple of his cavalry units there into the Scipii infantry. But you've got the elephants there of Numidia ready to bring in with a massive fear factor that they've got. And don't forget, their archers will be shooting into us all the time. And remember that Barclayman's Brutii infantry have got 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. You can see one of Mantu's elephants is run amok. Make no mistake, that elephant will be killing a lot of enemy troops there, which is quite good news for us. We're not too bothered about that. In fact, that will help us quite considerably, all being well. But as I say, here goes chariots. Now, if chariots and elephants fight, who do you think is going to come off best? There goes the Britannia chariots into the elephants. Look, and bang! How often do you see elephants and chariots fighting on Rome Total War? Very, very rare, isn't it, these days? But just look at that. You can see those elephants there fighting those Britannia chariots there. Oh my gosh, another elephant unit being brought into the fray. Very interesting to see that. But here you'll see the enemy now are doing a concerted downslope attack into my Julii troops. That fully upgraded Scipii cavalry. You can see a couple of my units starting to rout now. I've got that well upgraded Brutii infantry attacking me. As I say, the fully upgraded Praetorian cavalry of Scipii there. There's a Scipii infantry unit in behind me. You can see Sparky charging his cavalry in, trying to neutralise a bit of the attack on my troops. But as I say there, you can see them charging forward. And as I say, the enemy have got a slight slope advantage there as they're coming down towards my infantry. Okay, but my infantry still managing to hold. But there's an elephant unit, looks like it's going to charge in as well. Will that be the straw that breaks a camel's back? Will my infantry start routing there? And will that give victory to the enemy team? As I say, the fully upgraded Parthian archers of Spark's army there shooting into the enemy. Plus you've got that druid unit giving extra morale to us as well. And there's Spark's cavalry coming around the flank. But as I say, over here, the Britannia chariots against the Numidian elephants, it looks to me like the Numidian elephants are winning that battle against the chariots there. Oh my gosh, how rare is it to see chariots and elephants fighting each other there? And as I say, it looks to me like the Numidian elephants have won against the barbarian warlord chariots there. If you look at the dead there, yeah, there's a few elephants there, but if you look closely, you'll see a heck of a lot of Britannia chariots there have been taken out by those elephants. Oh my gosh. And you can see that Canary brought some of his archers in there, all attacked with their swords out, attacking as well. So as I say, Mantu there has beaten the Britannia chariots there with his elephants. And oh my gosh, there's that elephant unit charging into my infantry there. Look. Can you see that elephant unit charging in? Oh my gosh. As I say, I've got an eagle unit and my infantry general there giving morale to my troops. But just looking at all those enemy troops coming in there, including those elephants, just look at them charging into my infantry there, ploughing through my Julii infantry there, as well as the enemy troops. Right here comes Sparky charging his cavalry in there, trying to relieve the pressure off my infantry, and bang! He smashes in there. Nice hit there. But as I say, the elephants there moving forward. They're going for my general by the looks of it. there, and you can see a Barclayman there moving his well upgraded infantry once again towards my general. You can see the Scipii infantry attacking as well, but as I say, Sparky charging his well upgraded cataphracts in there, look, to try and relieve the pressure of my infantry. Nice bit of support there by Spark as he charges in there. He's got his well upgraded archers, fully upgraded archers there as well. But here's the enemy archers that have been shooting into us all the way through the game there, causing us great casualties. But oh my gosh, it could be a make or break part of the battle here. And here comes some more elephants. Looks like they could smash into the flank of my infantry there as well. Look, can you see the Numidian elephants there, fresh from their victory over the Britannia chariots? Oh my gosh, the game is really up in the air at the moment, which way is it going to go. But that was great support there by Spark there, charging his well upgraded cataphracts in there to relieve my infantry. And there goes a chariot unit of Aurelius there, charging as well. At the fear factor that will be bringing. Oh my gosh, here comes a Numidian elephant unit there, look, and bang, as that charges in as well. Oh, it looks to me like they've killed the Parthian general of Spark there, and we look like we've just killed the Numidian general there as well. Okay, so you can see a lot going on at the moment there. Okay, so you can see there that my Julii units there are holding out against the Brutii and Scipii troops that are attacking me there. But as I say, all the time those archers have been shooting into us loads all the way through the battle there. This elephant here, look, of Mantu is running amok. So unfortunately it's running amok near our troops, so he could be killing a lot of our troops. And there you are, look, you see Sparky pulled his cavalry back, locked and loaded, and then charged them back in again, getting a full cavalry charge bonus, and bang, as he smashes in to the enemy Brutii infantry there. A nice hit there by Sparky there, routing a lot of enemy troops with that cavalry. Now if he goes on to hit those enemy archers, there's a good chance he's going to get some really good kills here. I notice he's been taking out a lot of enemy archers there, doing the team a really good favour there. He's going to get himself some good kills as well. But do you remember we talked about Barclayman's cavalry being hiding in the woods? He's just smashed into my infantry. Bang! As he smashes in, he's killed my general. Okay, do you remember we said that Spark's 3 cavalry units were hiding in the woods? He's just pulled them out of the woods now and smashed them into the flank of my infantry. He had them hiding in the woods there, look. They're fresh cavalry, and he's just hit the left side of my general unit there, killing my general on impact. So I've lost a general morale bonus there, and he's pushing his units further into my Julii infantry. He's got his general there as well, look, giving morale bonus to his cavalry there. They could well take my infantry out there, like a bang, as he pushes his cavalry further into my infantry there, look, trying to get a mass rout going here of my troops, knowing that he's taken out my general, but still my troops managing to hold there. And if you notice there, you'll see that Spark now has seen that that Brutii cavalry just smashed into my infantry, and he is now attacking that cavalry with his cavalry there. Nice bit of support there, but I can see that run amok elephant of Numidia there, which could be a problem for us. But as I say, the enemy archers are shooting into us all the time there. You can see that cavalry coming back up, looking to try and get my infantry again. If you notice here, I'm moving my infantry up onto the slighter higher ground now. Can you see I've moved my infantry up to where the enemy were, so I'm on a slight bit of higher ground there if Barclayman tries to charge his cavalry in. Right, you can see Barclayman now charging his cavalry in to spark his cataphracts there. If we have a close look, I'm guessing that Sparky would have alt-attacked, and his troops will be using their effective against armour maces. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. So you'll see here, if you look closely, if we can find, there you are, can you see they're using their effective against armour maces there, against the Brutii cavalry. There you are, you can see they got their effective against armour maces out. So Spark has alt-attacked his troops, but if you notice here, Barclayman's cavalry are still fighting with their light spears, so they haven't been alt-attacked. Remember, their secondary weapon is the heavy sword. They do more damage with the heavy sword than the light lance there. So, but as I say, you can see there that Spark is closing in on those Brutii troops. I'm going to run my infantry forward towards that enemy cavalry as well, with a view to try and help take out Barclayman's cavalry there that he just brought in towards the end of the battle there. Nice little move there by him there, bringing that fresh cavalry in towards the end of the battle there, but we've still got enough troops left to combat them. But I must say, when I saw my general got taken out on impact by that cavalry, I thought it could be a mass rout going on there, and it looks like we've managed to rout all that that Brutii cavalry there. But as I say, over here, if we look on the battlefield here, let's say that was an elephant against chariots battle there. I think there was some light Numidian cavalry involved in that as well to help take out the chariots. There's a wheel of the chariot there, if you look. So, let's say it's quite a spread out battlefield here. And as I say, it looks like our team has maybe managed to go on to win the battle here. As I say, if you just look here at the dead, you can see how intense the fighting was there as the bodies lay in the long grass there. You can see that a lot of dead troops there. You can see this is the most intense part of the fighting around this area here. I see Barclayman still got his general left. You can see a lot of dead elephants here. Look. Oh my gosh, you can just see the intensity of the fighting. A lot of red cloaked Spartans dead here. Look. As I said, the red cloaked Spartans always stick out there. You can see a lot of dead Parthian cavalry there. There's quite a big battlefield there. I think we're just going to try and finish off what's left of the enemy troops. I don't think there's a lot left there. Anyway, now I think this is the only unit left that Firstprime's got left now. This one Cretan archer unit. So that's the entirety of Firstprime's army. That's all he's got left there is the archers. One archer unit. And I think if I'm not mistaken, Aurelius has got one unit left as well. There, you can see I've got 4 infantry units left. That's all that I've got left out the whole of my army as well. Well, you can see I was getting smashed and crashed in that position that I was in there. But that's all that I've got left. And as I say, so Firstprime's got 1 unit left out of his entire army. And as I say, I think Aurelius has just got, there you are, Aurelius has just got 1 unit left as well. Okay, so Firstprime and Aurelius have only got 1 unit left each. So that just goes to show how much of a grinding down battle this really was. You'll see that there's quite a few cavalry units of Sparks that are left there. So he's done well, really good support all over the battlefield there. And as I say, can you see how if you just tweak the rules a little bit, how you can make a faction that's very, very rarely ever used on a 31k battlefield be very effective. And I noticed that Spark has been taking out a lot of enemy archers, so I'm anticipating he's going to get a lot of kills there. Now here you can see Barclayman's general there. There you can see his general. If you notice here, I'm moving my infantry in towards his general, looking to take his general out. And Barclayman's seen my units coming in. Let's going to try and get away from my units by throwing pilers into him as well. And there you are. I think that general unit's routed, and we just killed his general as well there. So as I say, it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle there. But as I say, just give Parthia a little bit of an advantage there with 10 cavalry max instead of the usual 6, and you can see how effective Parthia can be on a 31k battlefield there. Okay, you can see there that Barclayman's rallied one of his cavalry units there. He may well want to attack some of my infantry, or may well go for some of the Parthian cavalry there. He was just going to charge his cavalry unit into my unit there, and then he saw the Parthian cavalry arriving and then backed his cavalry unit off there. So as I say, you can see there's Numidian archers there still shooting into us. And as I say, I think Spark has been doing a great job of killing all the enemy missile troops there with his cavalry. Doing a great job for the team there, and he's going to get himself some good kills for that as well. There you can see there that Brutii cavalry unit there charging into Sparky there, and you can see I'm charging my infantry in, and we've just routed that unit as well. So as I say, that's the end of the battle there. I would think that the enemy will admit defeat soon. Look at all those Cretan archers of Firstprimes there. Remember, because he had his units in close tight formation there, suffered a lot of archer damage there from the enemy archers that were in open order. But if you just look at the amount of dead here, you can see that the concentrated amounts of dead there just goes to show where the main fighting was. Let's go up to triple speed there, because let's be honest, the battle is now over. As I say, at this stage of the battle, always best to admit defeat. Let's get in the lobby and get a new game going. Okay, so the first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game. I thought everybody played well there. And as you can see, it is a close victory. Close victory there. Now, who do you think, looking at all the different factions, is going to get the highest kills in the game? Who do you think? Well, it goes to Parthia. Spark used Parthia very well, got over 2,000 kills with Parthia. And as I say, how often do you see Parthia on a 31k battlefield? By just tweaking the rules a little bit, look, and giving Parthia a 10 cav max instead of 6. Look at the kills that Parthia can get. Remember, his army was 10 fully upgraded foot archers and 10 cataphracts there, with 8 upgrades on, and that's the kills that he got. So well done to Barclayman there, got over 1,000 kills with his Brutii troops, so well done to him, did well there with Brutii, very aggressive there, very attacking. Remember, his infantry had those 8 upgrades on. Well done to Mantu and Numidia with his 4 elephants there. Got some good kills, got over the 1,000 kills with Numidia, so well done to him. And well done to Canary with his Macedonian troops there. Got the 2nd highest kills in the game there, so well done to Canary. And well done to Spitfyr there, got over 1,000 kills as well with his army. So really well done, guys. Well played. My kills, yeah, not too bad. Not too bad there. I was a bit defensive for a while there, so I'm quite pleased with those kills. As I say, well done to Spark, highest kills in the game with Parthia there. Brilliant kills. Well done to Aurelius, probably a bit disappointed with his kills. I say if we get less than 1,000 kills, we are a little bit disappointed. But he did well with Britannia there. Really good support all over the battlefield, I thought. And I say well done to Firstprime, 3rd highest kills in the game with his Greek cities units. And as I say, right from the start of the battle, you could see how aggressive he was being with his Greek cities army. Always on the front foot, always putting the enemy on the back foot. And quite diverse teams at Rome, Parthia, Britannia and Greek cities for us. Rome, Numidia, Macedon and Rome for them. Do you think either team had a faction advantage there? If you look closely, I'm not sure. It's pretty good there. So as I say, we play Rome Total War every Friday and Saturday night. Any old players that enjoy watching our battles, please come back and join us on Rome Total War. Any new players that enjoy watching our battles that have not played Rome Total War, come and join us on a Friday and Saturday night. I think you'll enjoy being in our battles, and if it's a good battle, you may well see yourself on YouTube on this channel. So Spartan Commander saying, hope you enjoyed the battle. See you soon. Bye for now.